Before you go jumping in head first into writing offers on houses, it's so important that you actually understand what to expect during that escrow or closing process. Getting your offer accepted is just step one in nearly a month-long worth of commitments and obligations that you agree to when you sign that purchase agreement. Today, I'm going to walk you through a 21-day closing schedule. I've got some great pro tips that are going to make you the most educated buyer possible. I'm going to help set you up for success, and we're starting now. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Erica Monroe. I'm a realtor with RE/MAX Gold in the Bay Area, and I specialize in Solano County. Today I'm going to walk you through a 21-day closing schedule. I do want to mention that all of these timelines and guidelines are based on the California Association of Realtors purchase agreement. So if you are purchasing new construction or outside of California, make sure to chat with your realtor or your escrow officer about proper guidelines. The day your offer is signed by both parties or ratified is day 0. The following day starts the clock, day 1 of the 21-day closing. It's important to keep in mind that weekends do count. However, any major event cannot fall on a weekend. For example, if your contingency removal is due on a Saturday, it gets bumped to the following Monday. Step 1 is to get that earnest money deposit or good faith deposit submitted to escrow. Escrow is a neutral third party. The seller doesn't have immediate access to your deposit, but it's there as good faith to show the seller that you are serious about purchasing their home. Keep in mind that this is your skin in the game. This is what you potentially jeopardize if you default on the contract and do not have the contingencies in place to protect you. As long as you abide by the contract and the timelines agreed upon, your money should be well protected. Currently in Solano County, we're commonly seen between 2 and 3% being placed into escrow as an earnest money or good faith deposit. Now, there's no official standard, so it's really up to you and your comfort level as to what you'd like to offer. But keep in mind, if your deposit is too low or lower than other offers, that's going to give the seller some hesitation and reservations about whether you're really serious about purchasing their property or not. Step 2 is to have inspections conducted on the property. It's so important to understand as much as possible about the condition of home and make sure that you're comfortable moving forward with the purchase. For a 21-day close, my clients often request 7 to 10 days to conduct their inspections of property. Generally, you have a home inspection, a pest termite inspection, and a roof inspection conducted. That should give you a pretty good feel for the overall condition of home. The seller is also required to provide seller disclosures within 7 days of getting into contract. They are by law required to tell you about all material facts, anything that may deter a buyer from purchasing the home or may impact value. Any new seller disclosure automatically allows you 5 days to review that disclosure. As an example, if you have a 7-day inspection investigation period and the seller does not provide their seller disclosures until the 7th day, per the contract, you have an additional 5 days to review those documents. Now, if you don't need that extra time to review the disclosures, I wouldn't encourage you to take advantage of it, but just know that you're well protected and that is written into the contract. The seller cannot provide you with a notice to perform or pressure you to remove those contingencies until that 5-day period has passed. Again, with today's market being as competitive as it is, sellers aren't as flexible in offering seller credit or seller repairs. However, pro tip, the seller cannot cancel simply because you ask for these repairs or ask for credit. They can ignore your request, they can deny request, or they may actually give you some seller credit. When my clients are contemplating whether to ask the seller to repair something or request seller credit, I typically encourage them to request seller credit. Why? Because the seller does not have to hire a licensed professional to fix or repair the problem. They can even do it themselves and claim that it's fixed. You can, as a buyer, reserve the right to re-inspect the property and make sure that those repairs are completed, but you're kind of just jumping down a rabbit hole. If you're not happy with the repairs, you have to go back to the seller. There could be some contentious moments there, and you may end up falling out of contract. Requesting seller credit allows you to have a little extra cash in your pocket at closing to hire the contractor or handyman of your choosing who you trust to get the job done correctly. Once you've negotiated seller credits, or you're just happy with the condition and you remove your contingency of investigating property, you can no longer cancel for the condition of home or any of the seller disclosures provided. The next major milestone is your appraisal contingency. For a 21-day close, a 14-day appraisal contingency is fairly common. Ideally, your lender will order your appraisal from a neutral third-party appraisal company within 3 days or so of offer acceptance. The appraiser will physically walk through the property and note the condition, any upgrades, and how it compares to comps in the area, similar homes that have sold recently. As we're doing our due diligence to investigate the property, the lender's busy in the background collecting all final documentation to send to the underwriter. The underwriter is the individual who actually looks through all your bank statements, your W-2s, all the information provided to make sure that you meet the guidelines for the loan. Ideally, within 10 days or so, we have what's called a conditional approval. This means that you're almost certainly going to be approved for the loan as long as you can satisfy these conditions. Most of the time, the conditions are fairly straightforward, and once you provide those documents as well as the appraisal report coming in, the file goes back to underwriting before you get that full approval. Typically, your final contingency will be your full loan approval or your loan contingency. For a 21-day close, this is commonly between 16 and 18 days. Again, check with your lender to see what they're able to do. Once you've officially been approved for the loan, you remove your loan contingency. That is your final protection period. You can no longer cancel without jeopardizing your earnest money deposit. After your final contingencies are removed, or you're within 5 days of closing, it's important that you conduct a final walkthrough. You just want to verify that the home is in the same condition as when you first saw it. Once your loan documents have arrived to the title company, title will reach out to schedule a notary to meet with you to sign your final document. Once your notary is scheduled, it's important to think about getting the rest of your money into escrow, meaning your final cash to close, which includes your down payment minus your earnest money deposit, as well as all final closing costs. That number should be located on your final closing disclosure from the lender, or escrow can also provide a buyer settlement statement, which will show you exactly the money you need to bring to the table. Once you've signed with the notary, it's the home stretch. Those documents will go back to the title company. They'll get uploaded to the lender. They'll fund the loan. That wire will reach title and they will submit with the county to record the sale of your home. Once you get official notification that the sale has been recorded, you are the new owners of your beautiful new house. And that is from start to finish a 21-day closing schedule. If you are selling and buying a home simultaneously, a 21-day close just may not be an option for you. Are you also aware of how much it's going to cost you to sell your house? Check out this video to give you a great example of seller costs to anticipate. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next week.